air scrubber, but how bad it smells, how much that's happening, we're going to find out. That's part of what they're testing about the about the Artemis spacecraft is how much does it stink like farts?
And when you remember this mission launched on April 1st, it's easy to see why some people think the whole thing just feels like a joke. Now, what's not a joke is this growing list of experts who are either dying or disappearing under shady circumstances. And the latest one on this list happens to work for NASA.
Is now reporting a ninth scientist with ties to NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab has been added to the growing list of researchers across the country who have died under mysterious circumstances or disappeared. Fox News senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has the details. Hey, Kevin.
Afternoon to you, Will. Mike Hicks was a research scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or JPL, and apparently he died back in July of 2023 at the age of 59. But the cause of death was never made public, and no record of an autopsy being performed on him has ever been found. Now, on its face, that might not sound like such a big deal, but his is, as you point out, the ninth case of a person with ties to America's space and nuclear secrets who has died or mysteriously vanished in recent years, including retired Air Force General Bill McCaslin, who was reported missing by his wife more than a month ago. He'd been studying unidentified anomalous phenomena and potential non-human intelligence. Now, in common speak, that simply means aliens. And to be sure, the trend of unexplained deaths and disappearances is setting off alarm bells, both among national security experts and among lawmakers on Capitol Hill.
Slovakia. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Kahalo Yahweh Shemir Shabbat Hashem Makakwadash, double honors to the old apostles and other bishops, great millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us is true. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the Eli Yashawan. Shalom and salutations to you all. This lesson is going into these missing scientists, if you will, whatever that is about. So let's take a look at that. And before we do, oh, dang, I missed that. Okay, go back. Okay, so he's talking about these mysterious scientists.
Was a research scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or JPL, and apparently he died back in July of 2023 at the age of 59. But the cause of death was never made public, and no record of an autopsy being performed on him has ever been found.
Okay, so let's look at this.
Now reporting a ninth.
Mystery surrounds death of ninth scientist tied to what? U.S. secrets concerning what? Okay, so what's going on right now? We're in the middle of a war. What does this say up here? Okay, and this goes way back. All right, you got to keep your eye on what is going on with UFOs as it relates to the war. Okay. U.S. secrets. What secrets? Secret Service? What is the service? Service is the military. U.S. Secret Service is a branch of the military. Okay. You got scientists. NASA is a branch of the military, if you will. Where did NASA come from? Came from the military and our conquest over in Germany. Ask Werner von Braun. Okay. And what did Werner say? Where am I going with this? Okay. What did Werner say? Werner said that, Carol, you will stop the weaponization of space. Some bullshit like that, right? Okay. What did he say? They're going to fake an alien invasion with what? UFOs. Werner said that. Okay. So what's going on right now? What's going on with UFOs as it relates to the war? Well, apparently something was supposed to happen. Some sort of false flag. Right? Some Betty and Barney Hill type shit was supposed to jump off on Easter. Okay. What was supposed to jump off that didn't? Well, some UFOs were supposed to show up and change shit, right? That was the story. Something was supposed to come out of the sky, most likely looking like Caesar, because the person that said that gave the false prophecy, if you will, right? The whole thing is laughable, but at any moment, here's what's going on. At any moment, Caesar is about to appear on the scene. Why? Because of what Werner said. What did Werner say? Okay? What is this? Okay. Let's go back and watch this again and let's pick this apart. We're talking about outer space and see what they're talking about is this rocket that went out there. They went back to the moon and how it's a joke, right? And how they're putting it in your face. And Artemis is what? Some kind of god, and they were doing a ritual. And the Baphomet on the hand and the whole thing, right? And we understand that. But, all right, what's the larger picture? The larger picture is the angels are out there, okay? I guess we're going to have to prove
To be in that space, there is an air scrubber, but how bad it smells, how much that's happening, we're going to find out. That's part of what they're testing about the about the Artemis spacecraft.
See how the devil is thumbing his nose? And not the spiritual demon Satan understands what's going on. This devil is trying to distract you from what's actually going on.
Is how much does it stink like farts?
And when you remember this mission launched on April 1st, it's easy to see why some people think the whole thing just feels like a joke.
April Fool's Day.
Now, what's not a joke is this growing list of experts who are either dying or disappearing under shady circumstances. And the latest one on this list happens to work for NASA.
Is now reported.
Happens to work for who? NASA. Okay. NASA goes back to who? Von Braun.
A ninth scientist with ties to NASA's jet propulsion.
Let's ask this. Who is the godfather of NASA? It's got to be Werner. It's got to be Von Braun. See? Come right up. Who came up? Who is the godfather of NASA? That's Werner. Why did he put Psalm 19 and 1 on there, talk about the firmament? What is he pointing at? Okay? He's saying we never went to the moon. Artemis rocket launch can be seen tonight. Why does this come up right away? All. Come on, Werner. Who is the godfather of NASA? Could have been Caesar Borgia, right? No, Werner comes up. Why? What did Werner tell? Okay, so now that we got Werner, right? Let's go to Von Braun tells Carol Rosin Alien. How about that? Von Braun tells Carol Rosin, right? Let's see what that's going to get. All right. This is why Von Braun, if you're dealing, who just went to the moon? Again. All right. Well, the first time it was Von Braun went to the moon, right? In your mind, he did. So who went to the moon this time? What's going on? This goes
If
way
you have
back.
CalFresh, Medi-Cal, or
Slocky. So bear with me. This is some old school stuff. I'm surprised it's still up. So let's take a look at it. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Carol Rosin. In 1974, after being a sixth grade school teacher, I was introduced to the late Dr. Werner von Braun, in the U.S., the father of rocketry. In my first meeting with him during that first 3.5 hours, he said to me, Carol, you will stop the weaponization of space. And I said, teachers don't stop until June. He said, no, you have to understand. This is February.
Von Braun is a Nazi. Never forget that.
And we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire, the Russians. There are many enemies, he said, against whom we're going to build this space-based weapon system. The first of whom was the Russians, which was existing at that time. Then there would be terrorists. Then there would be third world countries. Now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern. Then there would be asteroids. And then he would repeat to me over and over. And the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat. Well, at the time, I kind of laughed when he said asteroids, and when he said extraterrestrials, I knew I wasn't going to deal with that subject. And now we hear on the news just today, this week, that they've slid in another enemy. Only this time we're going to protect our satellites. In other words, we have to have some reason to spend these trillions to waste these dollars on a space-based weapon system, and they're all lies. This is a system, he told me, that would never protect anyone.
Okay, so what's going on there? Why are we talking about aliens? Why are we talking about a fake alien invasion? Okay. Why was von Braun part of that? Okay. Well, they all were, going back to not ancient, but past Nazi Germany. Okay. Going all the way back. It's the same thing. They have to stage an alien invasion. Why? They have to fake the second coming of Yahushua. All right, that's what this whole thing is about. To make you think that somehow Caesar is going to pop out of the sky. All right. So, mystery surrounds death of 9th scientist. Okay. So let's look at these scientists that are disappearing. Okay. Why? Because it's time to fake this alien invasion. That's what. All right. How do we? Let's see. UFO scientist disappearing. Nine, which is a 6. Now you got to understand that there's already a war. The war in heaven is going on in your face. Okay? And that's an easy one. Look at this. One day, stable of deceased missing scientist grows. Okay, let's take a quick look at this. Look at this. UFO scientists going missing. This is a thing now. 12 days, 2 weeks. Okay? So let's take a quick look at this. And Salaki, I'll be right back. Let me get it going.
Game,
Yeah.
Play for the
All right, let me get this going. Take a listen to it. Bear with me.
At the time, his death barely made headlines. But now, nearly 3 years later, there is renewed interest in what happened to Michael David Hicks. Why? Hicks, a NASA scientist who spent decades studying asteroids and deep space, died in 2023 at the age of 59. No public cause of death has ever been released. Now, Hicks worked on major missions, including NASA's DART project, which tested whether humans could deflect asteroids, earlier deep space missions studying comets. His death is now being discussed alongside other cases involving researchers connected to NASA, missile systems, nuclear technology, who have either died or disappeared. Among them, a NASA-related researcher honored for breakthrough work who also died with little public attention, a NASA director who disappeared and has not been found, a fusion scientist working on next-generation energy killed in what investigators have described as a targeted attack, a retired Air Force general, deep knowledge of advanced technology, who reportedly walked away from his home and vanished. The McCaslin case, we've talked about that. How about an astrophysicist shot and killed outside his home? A family member of that astrophysicist spoke with one of our producers earlier today. They told us exclusively they believe his death was an isolated incident and is not.
Okay, one of two things is going on here. It's time for Bluebeam to happen, and these people know something, and either they were taken out or they were taken underground because it's time for something. It's time for something to go down, and they might have been either taken underground into these underground bunkers, these underground cities, because they would be considered valuable because they're scientists. So maybe they're conducting this show that is about to go on, and it's time for them to suddenly disappear, and because the show is about to take place, or they were taken out because they might, need to be taken out for whatever reason, because it's time for the show. Okay, now let me connect the dots one more time in your head, see, because sometimes you got to spell things out for Jake. Who is Von Braun again? All right. Who is she talking about? What did Von Braun say? He said that they were going to fake an alien invasion. Von Braun is from NASA. Who's the godfather of NASA? Von Braun. What did the godfather of NASA say they were going to do? Fake an alien invasion. So when these guys start dying, what are they about to do? These people dealing with UFOs, what are they about to do? They're about to fake a UFO invasion, according to Von Braun. Who does he work for? NASA. What is NASA going to do according to their grandfather, the godfather? They're going to fake an alien invasion, going all the way back. Why would he say that if that wasn't what they were going to do? And right now, right, it's looking like they're moving. You paying attention? Okay? It's real easy to connect the dots. Now, let's connect this dot. See, people want to play, and time for playing has been up. Okay? Slovakia. Oh, the war in heaven, the devil got kicked out of this. I'm like, man, if you don't quit. No, you have to be able to show me proof of what you're talking about. Show me the devil getting kicked out of heaven in real time, and we can move forward from there. But you can't do that. War broke out in heaven, Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. When there was war in heaven, I can show you this right here now. I can explain what this means and then show it to you. All right, let's start right here. Heaven is the sky, right? Not where the Most High dwells, but an expanse of the sky, what you can see right out there, whether the sky be blue or it be dark because it's got rain clouds and, the normal sky. There's the sky, right? There's the sky. It's simple. There's the sky. All right. We can go into the concordance. Okay. There's no need to. We're talking about the sky. Now, Michael and his angels are talking about these UFOs. And who's fighting against? Well, the blue angels. The dragon ward and his blue angels. So let's get it. Let's let's prove. Let's prove and let's put up or shut up, right? I kind of like that. I want that to stay there. What is this? Let's go here. Let's go. Just remember this: UFO eats, right? Hellfire. We all know this now, but you got to use it. Fire missile. What is this? You got to know what to call it. Mine says ILE, right? What is that? UFO eats Hellfire missile. That's the war in heaven, buddy. Okay? This is the war in heaven, plain and simple. Let's take a look. Okay?
Every office has a name.
And they know what the hell. See, when you, it's all good. They could let you watch it until you explain exactly what it is out of the scriptures.
The newly released video captured by a U.S. Reaper drone shows a glowing...
U.S. what? That's Satan and his angels. The Reaper drone. You understand? Wait a minute. Okay? Satan fought back, right? And his angels. Who are his angels? That Reaper drone. What did he call it? First of all, Yahweh Shai is the Grim Reaper, but here it is, this devil, he got his Reapers, right? So what is he saying? Reaper drone. Who's flying that Reaper? The devil, right? He's fighting back against two, against Michael and his angels, the angels of God. And their little puny munitions are bouncing off. That's what's being said here. All right? And the dragon fought, and his blue angels, or his little F-18s, F-35, whatever they got, they launched, whatever. What'd they fire? From Hellfire? Okay, so
The newly released video captured by a U.S. Reaper drone shows a glowing orb off the coast of Yemen. Suddenly, on the left side of your screen, you see a Hellfire missile zip in, strike that unidentified object, then bounce right off it. When we slow the video down, you see the Hellfire missile continue to travel on its path, that trajectory becoming clearer from this zoomed out angle. Not shown is a second Reaper drone that launched the missile. Congressman Eric Burleson shared the video at a House Oversight Committee on what the military calls unidentified aerial phenomena. Better known.
okay, so this is a different one. On a different one, there's a force field, and the missile is just stuck, and the chariot just continues on. Pieces of the missile are coming up. This is a different one.
UFOs.
Letting you know what? There is a war in heaven. This is it. You're watching. This is the war in heaven being spoken of in the scriptures right here. You're looking at it.
That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken.
That's the war in heaven. Understand? That is the war in heaven.
Yeah, what the hell is that? We've never
What
seen
the hell? What the hell is that, devil? That's your greatest. You have no power over that. None.
Fire missile hit a target and bounce off.
Lou Elizondo is a former senior intelligence officer.
And all these devils know the truth about what's going on. What they got to do is keep us in the dark and stop us from explaining exactly what this is. Okay? Now, when this guy, what was his name? Bledsoe, Chris Bledsoe, who said that there was supposed to be an alien invasion on Easter Sunday, here's what he said. He said that the orbs came up and stopped the war. They don't want you to see it. Now, what would that be? That would be the angels holding back the four winds of destruction, right? And the real destruction is the nuclear weapons, okay? But when you understand that they've been trying to drop nukes, but the angels been stopping it, okay? Why would they be having this war in heaven, right? Hey, BB is desperate to launch some nukes, but guess what? He's being held back.
Pentagon.
When a Hellfire makes a hit, a kinetic strike on something solid, there's usually not much left of whatever it is it's hitting. It's very, very destructive. What seems to happen is that the missile is either redirected or in some case perhaps glances off the object and continues on its way.
A recent government report revealed the government received more than 750 new UAP sightings in the 2024 fiscal year, leaving lawmakers digging into the mystery and national security.
What's going on here? There's a war in heaven. Are they not firing? And what? That chariot could easily return fire. Okay? Not time for that yet.
Posed.
I mean, we can read about the lasers and things of that nature.
By these objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes.
Me too. There's a lot of it.
I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Does this video scare you guys? Let's find out. So the second answer is 13 and 8 after this. And after this I beheld, and lo, look, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. Ah, looks like they were scared, but they're fighting anyway. You guys afraid? Yeah, but send them up. Who's scared? Raise your hand. Well, I am. But shit. What we gonna do? Send them up there. F that, buddy. Who's afraid? I am.
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
Objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes.
Me too. There's a lot of information that's not in that video.
Yeah, but we're giving it to you right here. Are they afraid? Was it 13? We're sore afraid. Right? 8. All they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So they were afraid, right? And let's see. Yeah, that's what we have here. Okay, these idiots, right? Know exactly what is going on. All right? And And they're lying about it. You're afraid of what? Yeah, it's time. Okay? Let me get this. And do fear, yeah? And do. Let's see. The devils know. The devil knows. Salakia, let me look it up. Trying to get out here. Not doing well. The devils know and do fear. Salakia. And do tremble. James. Just go straight to it. Jaime. James 2. James Moody. And 19. Let's just read that real quick. Thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. Let's go a little deeper than that. Read some of these. You both believe that there is one God. Good. Even the demons believe that and shudder. Well, these demons is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demons. They know, right? They know about Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, is what's being said. Who knows? NASA knows. Werner von Braun knows. Right? He left a little message on his tombstone, letting you know he knows about the Most High. And the firmament, he knows.
Good morning. My name is Carol Rosen. In 1974, after being a sixth grade school teacher, I was introduced to the late Dr. Werner von Braun in the U.S., the father of rocketry. In my first meeting with him during that first 3.5 hours, he said to me, Carol, you will stop the weaponization of space.
You will stop them trying to fight against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. The weaponization of space is for these devils to try to fight. Okay? Going back to this weaponization of space. Okay? Trying to do this, fighting against the angels.
Glances off the object and continues on its way.
A recent government report revealed the government received more than 750 new UAP sightings in the 2020.
We call these things what they are. Well, they're trying to fight against the angels. While you believe that somehow a guy in a red leotard led a rebellion, right? And convinced the angels, which can't be convinced, including the guy in the red leotard, to do no damn rebellion. But here we have something not from here, and you fire in your best weapons and can't do it. And we're explaining exactly what it is, but that somehow holds no merit. We got to believe some kind of fairy tale and pie in the sky. No, it's going down right now. And guess who's going to lose? Right? We can go and bring that out too. But anyway, they're scared, but they're going to do exactly as they're told, right? And they're going to yet durst fight, right? And it's not going to go well, but as it is just part of the story, and you can't do anything against the truth but for it. And I'm paraphrasing. Anyway, let me get out. Let's go back here. Rep 12 and 7. What happens in the fight? Let's just read right here. But the dragon was not strong enough. Did we just see that? What's going on? Not strong enough. What's going on?
For fiscal year, leaving lawmakers digging into the mystery and national security concerns posed by these objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes.
Me too. There's
Because you're not strong enough. One was stronger than the other. Well, it's not you. Who you're going heads up at you? You're not stronger than Jacob. But you trying to go heads up with the power. You're stupid. Oh, we're going to take down the Most High. Why? Well, your heart is hardened. You're proud. You're engaged in a war from generation to generation. Your head is, for that matter. Yeah, that's scary. And people can't see what the truth is here. This is the war in heaven. But the dragon was not strong enough, and no longer was any place found in heaven for him and his angels, meaning they're about to get shot out of the sky. You're doing the shooting right now. Wait till they start returning fire. Okay? Your shit is bouncing off. You're scared now.
information that's not in that video, like what mission they were on, and as they said, what are we even looking at here?
We're explaining what they're looking, and their mission was to have war with the angels. We just explained that. And the dragon and his angels fought back. Right? Let's go right here. Salakia. Trying to get out. Run up to 19 real quick, and let's resume the war. I'm going to show you what happens at the culmination. I guess we'll stay right there. Let's jump down to 19. Revelation 19 and 19. Then I saw the beast and the kings of the earth with their armies assembled to wage war against the one seated on the horse, whose name is Yahushua, and against his army, the holy angels, in chariots that you would call a UFO. And they had no, right? And here's what happened, right? And they didn't have a damn chance because they weren't strong enough. But they yet durst to fight. What are we even looking at? Well, you're looking at the holy angels.
Do you know that the U.S. military was conducting airstrikes against Houthi targets at the time? Pentagon officials tell CBS News, no comment. Charlie Daggett, CBS.
Wait a minute. Now, for that matter, who were the angels fighting with? Sounds like they were fighting with the Houthis. Right? When they fired a hellfire from a drone, right? It was over there in Yemen. Who fired did Yemen fire a hellfire on the angels, or did Babylon the Great? See, there's another thing right there. Okay, so who's the dragon? Right? The beast, and that we already know who this is. Then I saw the beast and the kings are there. There's all of them. This is when they all come together. Right? Yeah, yeah. See that laser right there? That we can easily jump to Revelation, Salakia, 2nd Ezra 13, right? Anyway, get ready for a Bluebeam. That's what this is about, okay? This is about get ready for Bluebeam because they didn't do it Sunday. They still have to do it. Why? Because Von Braun said so, okay? They're counting on this. They have to control the narrative. Now, what did the guy say was going to happen on Easter? He said that Caesar, basically, he said Caesar's coming out of the sky. Because in his book, this guy, okay, uh, Chris Bledsoe, he had a big ass picture of Caesar on the cover, right? And then he said at the end there, right towards the end, whatever programming he was under, dude said that, well, Jesus is coming back, right? And he got a big ass picture of Caesar. So Caesar's supposed to come out of the sky any day, especially last Sunday. Now they're in contingency. When is it going to happen? According to Carol here, because what she's describing, right? If you investigate Carol and everything that she's saying, she's speaking of Project Bluebeam. Okay? Oh, alien disclosure. What is that? That's Caesar coming out of the sky. Okay? In an alien invasion, which is Project Bluebeam, Project Blue Eyes. Project Blue Eyes beam. Okay? Old Blue Eyes is going to come out of the sky and you got to bow down. That's still on the table. Okay? They have to run that play. Why? They've been working on it. That's what Roswell is about this. Okay? If von Braun was working over here in Babylon the Great, who was working in Red Russia? That was his homie that got sent to Russia. Half of them got sent over here. Half of them got sent to Russia. Some went to Great Britain. That paperclip, right? Well, Joe Mengele, the angel, right, of Los Angeles, the angel of Los Angeles, the death angel of Los Angeles, right? What about him? That's where you get the little green men. Well, the little green men that came off of the UFO in Roswell were made by Joe Mengele while he was doing his tenure in Russia. And as they were cooking up this fake alien invasion that this one speaks of, right? Roswell is right over there near what? Area 51 and NASA, and we went to the moon and all the rest of the lies that von Braun debunks from the grave. Why is von Braun, why is von Braun right here? What is he doing? According to her, right? What is he doing? Let's get it. Let's get it in the scriptures real quick. What is von Braun doing? Their own tongue, right, is fallen. Their own tongue to fall, right? Their own tongue is against them. This is Psalm 64, Salakia. Psalm 64 and 8. Salakia for going too long. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. What is von Braun doing? He told Carol, look, you got to stop this shit. So he's telling on himself. These niggas are going to try. What did Adolf Schicklgruber? He said the same thing. And where did von Braun come from? So whose idea is this Bluebeam? Because guess what? Schicklgruber tried to stop it, didn't he? When he was talking, he said, and they're gonna try to have a fight with the Most High. Didn't he say that? What a foolish thing! You're gonna try to fight God and the angels. Didn't Schicklgruber say that? Now, his top boys were von Braun and Joe Mengele. And what were they tasked to do? what she's talking about. Fake this alien invasion under Bluebeam. Right? This is the plan. Goes all the way back. They said that's what Roswell is. Betty and Barney Hill. What is that? That's Bluebeam. Been working on this thing, going all the way back. And here we are. We're at the end right now. They were supposed to launch that thing on Easter. They still got to launch it. Okay?
And I said, teachers don't stop until June. He said, no, you have to understand, this is February, and we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire.
Yeah.
Russians. There are many enemies, he said, against whom we're going to build this space-based weapon system. The first of whom was the Russians, which was...
And the one right now is Elon Musk, and he's got a bunch of satellites up there, among other things. But they're all in on it together, right? Neither was their place found any more in heaven. What does that mean? All that shit is coming down, whatever they have up there, okay? Pursuant to Revelation 12 and 7, 12 and 8. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. This is Revelation 12 and 8 in the Berean Standard. But the dragon was not strong enough, and no longer was any place found in heaven for him and his angels. Okay? And the great dragon was hurled down. Okay? They got shot the hell out of the sky in that great battle. Their weaponry wasn't strong enough, right? Bouncing off. And there it is. On fire.
Missile smacking into that UFO and just...
With that, we pray that the elect will find you, brothers and sisters. Salaka for going too long. Shalom.